Join me in prayer for illumination. Spirit of life, whose care for us is constant through low times of despair and high moments of hope. Teach us your ordinances that we might not forget your law or stray from your precepts. May your decrees be our joy as you incline our hearts to your statutes, that we may always bear fruit for you. Amen. A reading from the Psalter. Hear the word of the Lord. O Lord, you have searched me and know me. You know when I sit down and when I rise up. You discern my thoughts from far away. You reach out my path and my lying down, and are acquainted with all of my ways. Even before a word is on my tongue, O Lord, you know it completely. You hem me in behind and before, and lay your hand upon me. Such knowledge is too wonderful for me. It is so high that I cannot attain it. Where can I go from your spirit? Or where can I flee from your presence? If I ascend to heaven, you are there. If I make my bed in Sheol, there you are. If I take the wings of the morning and settle at the farthest limits of the sea, even there your hand shall lead me, and your right hand shall hold me fast. If I say, surely the darkness shall cover me, and the light around me become night, even the darkness is not dark to you. The night is as bright as the day, for darkness is as light to you. Search me, O God, and know my heart. Test me and know my thoughts. See if there is any wicked way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting. This is the word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
Amen.
second reading this morning comes to us from the Hebrew Scriptures, the book of Genesis, chapter 28, beginning with the 10th Listen to what the Spirit is saying to the family of faith this day. Jacob left Beersheba and went toward Haran. He came to a certain place and stayed there for the night because the sun had set. Taking one of the stones of the place, he put it under his head and lay down in that place. And he dreamed that there was a ladder set up on the earth, the top of it reaching to heaven, and the angels of God were ascending and descending on it. And the Lord stood beside him and said, I am the Lord, the God of Abraham your father and the God of Isaac. The land on which you lie I will give to you and to your offspring. And your offspring shall be like the dust of the earth, and you shall spread abroad to the west and to the east and to the north and to the south. And all the families of the earth shall be blessed in you and your offspring. Know that I am with you, and will keep you wherever you go, and will bring you back to this land. For I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you. Then Jacob woke from his sleep and said, Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know it. And he was afraid and said, How awesome is this place! This is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven. So Jacob rose early in the morning, and he took the stone that he had put under his head, and set it up for a pillar, and poured oil on the top of it. He called that place Bethel, but the name of the city was Luz as the first. This is the word of the Lord.
Thanks be to God.
Time is a gift. Every moment is a gift, no matter how we morally try to describe them as good or bad. There is no time, no moment, however tragic, disturbing, tediously dull, mundane, frustrating, annoying, challenging, struggling, lost and alone moment that is not a gift, and in which, at its very core, God is present. God is always here and now. How many times have we all just mindlessly gone about our day, stuck in our routines, worried about things we have no control over, going from doctor appointment to doctor appointment, wondering if American Ninja Warrior will be a rerun tonight or a new episode, ticking off the items on our to-do list, tired, exhausted, bored out of our minds, anxious and concerned about the future, regretting past choices, all the while failing to recognize that surely you are in the very presence of God and didn't even know it. Time is a gift, and every moment is sacred, holy, filled to overflowing with the presence of God. On numerous occasions throughout my life, I have gone to sleep, or at least tried to go to sleep, only to discover that I have a stone for a pillow. If it has never happened to you, it is almost impossible to get a good night's sleep on one. You just lay there, flipping it over and over, trying to find the cool side, tossing and turning, staring upward, wandering, wondering, pondering. Too many times I have just laid there anxious, troubled about something I had done or that had been done to me, fearful about what might happen if someone found out, if something went wrong, different from my best laid plans, feeling lost and alone and asking questions of myself, like, am I good enough? What if people really knew me? Is it all my fault? Why do I keep screwing up? Worried about children, grandchildren, parents, finances, employment, grieving the death of a loved one, a father, an unborn child, or any loss of any kind, a missed opportunity, an unfulfilled dream. But here's the good news, at least for me. Apparently these types of thoughts are nothing unique to me. I checked the internet, I Googled it, and it seems we all face, at one time or these existentially difficult to sleep moments, where sweet dreams and peace of mind are the farthest things from us, and our pillows ostensibly and metaphorically transubstantiate into stones, some more rough and jagged than others. Jacob was a really horrible person, selfish and deceitful, manipulative and greedy, who many years and 4 chapters later from this morning's passage would find himself in the middle of the same wilderness beside the Jabbok River on a night just like this one, wrestling with God and being divinely blessed with the name of Israel. Jacob, who had lied to his father and betrayed his brother, stolen from them both, on the run, fearing for his life, separated from his family, unsure whether or not he would ever see them again, alone, totally alone, and with night falling around him, comes to a place and decides to stop for the night with nothing but a stone for a pillow. Somehow he manages to fall asleep and has a dream of a ladder stretched out between heaven and earth with angels ascending and descending on it. And then God speaks to him. And all the families of the earth shall be blessed in you and your offspring. Know that I am with you and will keep you wherever you go, and will bring you back to this land. For I will not leave you until I have done what I promised you. And God does. God keeps God's promises. Then Jacob woke from his sleep and said, "Surely the Lord is in this place, and I did not know. How awesome is this place! This is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven." This story reminds us that even in what we might consider to be the worst of times, in the most desolate and lonely of places, God is present, deep within and at the heart of it all. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place, every place, wherever we go, wherever we are, and we don't even know it. Time is a gift, and God is with us always. With us when we are horrible and selfish, with us when we are alone in the wilderness, cut off from all our life-giving relationships, with us when we are frightened and have no idea what might come next, where we will go, what we will do, who will be with us. God says, "Know that I am with you and will keep you wherever you go." Not, "Know that I am with you and will make sure you have a struggle-free existence. Will make sure no one you love dearly will ever die. Will make sure that you won't make bad decisions and have to live with the consequences. Will make sure that other people won't do awful things to you, won't hurt you, or betray you, or ignore you. Will make sure that accidents never happen. But know that I am with you and will keep you." God will keep you, will keep us wherever we go, wherever we are. And for that reason, every moment is sacred, not ideally perfect, but every moment is holy and filled with the presence of God. The question to us then is, will we wake from our daily unconsciousness, our worries and fears, our boredom and apathy, our arrogance and self-centeredness, and proclaim that wherever we are, it is none other than the house of God and the gate of heaven, taking whatever our respective stone pillows may be, the things that keep us up at night, and set them as pillars, and pour oil over them as reminders of their holiness. As I get older and say goodbye to more and more good friends and members of this congregation, people I have loved dearly and in whose love I feel divinely blessed, I am reminded of just how finite are our days, how short their span, of just what a gift is the time we have been given, our time together, the time of our lives, and how clearly God is and has been present through throughout my life, good times and bad times, whatever that means and by whoever's definition, always with me, desiring and working with me to take the moments I have been given, even the difficult and exhausting ones, and become the new creation that has been promised to me. I have already wasted too much time, absolutely wasted it, and there's only so much left of days and hours, of months and years, the number of which I don't even know, except that there are fewer than there once were, and that is what makes them even more precious. Whenever I reflect upon the gift of time and its extravagant brevity, I'm reminded of the end of Thornton Wilder's simple masterpiece, Our Town. Emily Webb, one of the main characters, whose fullness of life we have followed for 2 acts, has died in childbirth, and in the 3rd and final act is granted the opportunity to return to her home of Grover's Corners, New Hampshire, and have one last look at her family and friends. Given this divine perspective, she is troubled by just how much we, the living, take for granted, how much we move through the moments, the time of our lives, without even an acknowledgement as to their sacredness. She says, I can't go on. It goes so fast. We don't even have time to look at one another. I didn't realize. So all that was going on, and we never noticed? Take me back, up the hill, to my grave. But first, wait, one more look. Goodbye. Goodbye, world. Goodbye, Grover's Corners, Mama and Papa. Goodbye to clocks ticking and Mama's sunflowers and food and coffee and new iron dresses and hot baths and sleeping and waking up. Oh, Earth, you are too wonderful for anyone to realize. Do any human beings ever realize life while they live it? Every minute. A question to which the stage manager responds, no. Saints and poets, maybe. Brothers and sisters, we are immersed in the holy. Every moment, right now. It is all around us. Angels ascending and descending on ladders, reaching from earth into the heavens. And we live as if we didn't even know it. God's presence is with us right now, keeping us wherever we go. For God will not leave us until all God's promises have been fulfilled. I know that there are times when that seems anything but possible. When we feel unlovable. When we know we could do better, be better. When we feel we don't deserve it. When we are filled with fear and regret, worry and concern. When our lives seem to be nothing more than one loss after another. When the world feels like it is collapsing in all around us and nobody seems to care. I have been there too. I know that feeling. We all do. But God is with us. Even then, even now. It is one of my least favorite poems, if one can even call it a poem. And yet on the day of my ordination, I must have received 24 cards and plaques and framed pictures with its words in flowery italics superimposed upon photos of some of the most beautiful beaches as the sun begins to rise over the horizon. The poem, with its hallmark greeting card Sentimental Theology, was written by Mary Stevenson back in 1936, and it goes like this. One night, I dreamed I was walking along the beach with the Lord. Many scenes from my life flashed across the sky. In each scene, I noticed footprints in the sand. Sometimes there were 2 sets of footprints, other times there was only 1. This bothered me because I noticed that during the low periods of my life, when I was suffering from anguish, sorrow, or defeat, I could see only 1 set of footprints. So I said to the Lord, you promised me, Lord, that if I followed you, you would walk with me always. But I have noticed that during the most trying periods of my life, there has only been one set of footprints in the sand? Why, when I needed you most, have you not been there for me? The Lord replied, the years when you have seen only one set of footprints, my child, is when I carried you. I don't know why I dislike it so much and go out of my way to demean and belittle, beside the fact that it just isn't very good poetry. Because the truth of the matter is, I believe it. And I believe it because I have experienced it in my own life. God carrying me, God with me, beside me, keeping me during some of the deepest struggles of my life. God is with us. God is with you. Even when we are alone in the darkest of nights with nothing but a stone for a pillow, God is with us in every moment, in every time of our lives. Surely the presence of this Lord is in this place, and we didn't even know it. How awesome is this place? This is none other than the house of God, and this is the gate of heaven. So Jacob rose early in the morning, and he took the stone that he had put under his head and set it up for a pillar, and poured oil on the top of it. May we, like Jacob, horrible, beautiful, blessed Jacob, take the stone pillows of our lives, this very moment and every moment still to come, and pour oil over them as a constant reminder of God's presence with us and God's promises to us and for us. Life is a gift. Our lives are a gift. Your life is a gift. And to God alone be all